What's up, everyone? It's Draco Joker, and we're going to do our next hero that we're going to deep dive, and that will be Shi Shi. I did use Shi Shi in Alpha Wave 3. So, he is a defender. His affinity is wisdom, and his allegiance is order. So with level 1, the HP is 1,380, attack is 54, and defense is 87. At level 60, the HP is 15,196, the attack is 595, and the defense is 958. And then no matter what the level is, these are the same, which speed is 86, intel is 85, crit rate 10, crit damage 50%, resistance 50, and accuracy 10. The abilities. So Jade Protector. Attack one enemy with a 50% chance to place attack down 1 for 2 turns. So let's look at attack down 1. So when you do attack down 1, it decreases attack by 20%. Watchful Pride. Attack one enemy and place protect on all allies except this hero for 2 turns. Ally defenders will join the attack using their basic ability. So we're going to look at protect. So protect just says protect. So protect 1, transfer 20% of the damage on this unit would receive to the hero who placed this buff. Protect 2 transfers 40% of the damage this unit would receive to the hero who placed this buff. And I very doubt it's 3, so it's probably 1 or 2. And then also, ally defenders will join in the attack using their basic ability. So any defenders that are on the same team will also do, they'll join in, which is helpful. Place 150% defense on all allies. Then reduce the hero's core ability cooldown by 1 turn. Also place taunt on enemy slayers for 1 turn. Let's see if they're okay. So taunt forces this hero to attack the enemy that plays taunt using their basic ability, inflicting 25% less damage. And that's his ultimate, which is called Guardian's Roar. His passive is Steadfast. Heal 5% max HP an ally when an enemy places a debuff on them. And then the Awakening bonus for Awakening 5 is place barrier for 50% on the 50% defense on this hero when an enemy places a debuff on them. Gain 20 divinity when hit by an enemy. Heal 5% max HP this hero when the enemy places a debuff on them, and that's the imprint. Leader bonus, 15% defense in all battles. And then there's the Ascension bonuses. And there's the Awakening bonuses. So, him being a defender, obviously he's meant to be more protecting the defense aspect. He puts the Protect, which helps. Let's go back to Protect real quick. Which transfers 20% of the damage this unit would receive to the hero who placed it. So it's kind of like Taragi in the sense of the protection. I forgot what it's called in that. I just went blank, but um, it helps take some of the damage from your allies and gives it to Shi Shi instead. And then obviously there's the joint attack. Then it gives more defense on the ultimate and reduces the core ability by one turn. And for all the Slayers on the opposing side, puts taunt on them so that they have to attack Shi Shi. And then he has the attack down. So in Alpha Wave 3, a lot of people kind of got deterred because I believe in Alpha Wave 3 it was essentially like for any hero from the same faction, I believe it was, would join in the attack, which it was bugged and it didn't work. Granted, I wasn't aware of this and I still used him, at least starting out. And honestly, he's actually not that bad, even when he was bugged. Um, he does, at least starting out. Obviously when it hit later levels like 130 plus, that was a whole different story. 120 plus, but before that, he's actually a pretty good protector. Or defender. He protects. He takes the attacks where the enemy slayers are forced to attack him. Now, the only negative on this with the taunt is, and I'm not sure how many slayers actually have it right off the top of my head, but is if a slayer has an A1 that's AoE, then it kind of defeats the purpose because then he's going to attack Shi Shi plus whatever allies. So that would be the one circumstance where this taunt isn't that great. Um, and then barrier with the place barrier for 50% defense. We were told that both shield and barrier are not considered buffs. So if there's an ability that says, like strip buff or remove buff or anything like that, it does not affect barrier. So keep that in mind. And then he's obviously more defense based. So he's going to be sturdier too on top of that. And then he heals a little bit. So starting out, Shi Shi, in my opinion, is actually a pretty good defender if you don't already have a better option from the mini game, and or let's say if you get early summons, in that way also. And then the other thing to keep in mind is with a Soul Day, when they're on the same team and she gets hit, especially with that taunt, then it'll heal the whole party, which then that gives an added bonus on top of it too. See, now it says protect one right there, so it would be the 20%. But anyways, if a Soul Day is on the team, which it looks like we will get a Soul Day potentially, maybe in campaign or somewhere along the way. So with this pairing up, it actually goes pretty handy, and I actually did that pair up in Alpha Wave 3. And I didn't have very much issues with it. So at least till a certain point. But yeah, this would be Shi Shi, and I think that wraps up this video. Have a good one.